Boom, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Happy Tuesday to you all, and welcome to another live beer review. Today we're going to be taking a look at a beer from a brewery that I'm not 100% sure if I reviewed anything from them. I'm going to check on that right now just because I'm curious. Because I have so many freaking beers go through my desk and my mouth to where I lose track of what breweries I have stuff from. So I'm going to look here really quick, make sure, see if I have anything from them because I'm curious. Okay, so I've had a few. Let's see, which ones have I had? The Veracruz, Nectar Cream, Snowball, I don't remember that one. And then this 10K Fruit Punch. Okay, interesting. So I've had some Fruited Goes and 2 IPAs from them. So I have never had a pastry stout from this brewery before. And look, it looks like that Urban South has 2 locations. They have their main location, which is in New Orleans. And then they have a second location that actually brews different beers from the New Orleans location in Houston. So we got one called the Neon Blue Moonlight this afternoon. It's a chocolate strawberry imperial pastry stout coming in at a 10% ABV, which sounds absolutely delicious. Chocolate and strawberry always go really well together, no matter what you have it in when it comes to eating it, drinking it. So I feel like this is going to be a pretty good combination. So I'm really intrigued to see how this chocolate strawberry thing is going to work. Plus, they do something very interesting with this beer specifically that I've never seen before when it comes to the boil time of this one. So what they say on Untapped here is this is what they say, it's their luscious, viscous, overnight boiled stout. So from my experience, beers are normally boiled up to 90 minutes. It's a 90-minute boil period. That's what I think the highest boil that we have when it comes to any of the beers that we brew. And we have stuff all the way down to 60-minute boils. So when it comes to an overnight brewed beer, it's kind of like blowing my mind and figuring out how the hell is this gonna taste with that intense of a boil, especially going on for that long. So that's definitely something that caught my attention with this one. Plus, I actually got this one in a trade from one of my Instagram buddies, the real beer snob. So this is one of the other ones that he sent me because he's down in the Houston area. So he was able to send this one over to me and have me in my possession. So without further ado, I think it's time for us to crack this thing open. If it's being a pastry stout, I want it to be really like creamy and syrupy. I want the chocolate to come through really well. I want the strawberry to actually come through. Hopefully it kind of gets in there really nice with the chocolate flavors. Maybe a little bit of like roasted kind of coffee-ish kind of flavors. I don't want any booziness, even though sometimes with a 10% you really can't avoid it, and sometimes booziness helps. But even though a lot of the times when I have a really good pastry stout, you cannot taste the booziness at all. So that's hopefully something that I get with this one. So let's crack this thing open and see what we get on the nose with this guy. Let's see what we got on the nose. Ooh. Okay. This is definitely chocolatey, very chocolatey. Yeah, that smells absolutely delicious. So let's say Dogfish Head has a 120 minute. It says the ABV is between 11 and 15%. Yeah. The 120 minute IPA, I believe, Kentucky. Face me boiled like known as bolognese. Yeah. So it's an overnight boil with this one, so it definitely caught my attention with it. But yeah, getting definitely notes of chocolate. My nose is a little stuffed right now, but nothing to where it's going to be bothersome kind of stuff. That could still get a little bit of notes from the chocolate and all that. So overall, I think it smells pretty damn solid. So let's pour this guy. I'll be drinking out of my beautiful disaster little 2-up glass this afternoon, my 311 glass, and let's pour this guy and see what it's all about. Why is my dog clawing at my door while I'm trying to do a review? You're a menace. So as you can see here, little to no head going on with this one. Definitely very thick on the pour. Nice kind of dark brown head to this one. What is my dog doing? I swear, she's a fucking new... Hold on a second, people. Because she's just going to keep on clawing at my door. Okay, I guess she... I guess my mom kind of deterred her away. But, yeah, getting a lot of chocolate on the nose. Getting a little bit of strawberry. Almost reminds me of like a strawberry ice cream kind of strawberry. Definitely getting some creaminess. But let's give this thing a try and see what it's all about. So, cheers.
What is your problem?
Holy crap. Okay, I'm going to say this right now. This may be the thickest stout that I've ever tasted in my life. Yeah, I know Kentucky dogs like beer. I don't know, maybe I think she heard like a bang outside and she doesn't like loud noises when it comes to fireworks and all that stuff, so she gets kind of spooked on that. But holy thick stout, Batman. This is intense. The strawberry on there has to be like a strawberry ice cream strand of strawberry. It actually is pretty damn boozy, not gonna lie. This is definitely really, really boozy, but definitely the thickest pastry stout I think I've ever tried. I'm almost in situations to where I kind of feel like I have to chew it. That's how thick this pastry stout is. I'm kind of blown away, but getting chocolate flavors, getting almost like a roasted kind of coffee flavor in there a little bit. But then that straw... Let me get my dog in here so she can stop. Don't mind the dog. Let me get her. Come on. Are you going to lay down or what? Lay down. Okay. Back to what I was doing because my dog's a menace. This stout is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Are you going to lay down? Lay down. There you go. Okay. So like I was saying, the strawberry in here almost gives me flavors of a strawberry, like strawberry ice cream, almost, which I really, really enjoy. It's definitely very, very thick and creamy. And I want to say it's like, it almost seems like it would be like a milkshake. That's how thick of a kind of mouthfeel consistency this is. This is pretty intense when it comes to mouthfeel. This is definitely, I bet you the gravity on this beer is outrageous. I think that plays in for almost that overnight boil kind of situation, to where it just gave all that overnight boil, just made it kind of get thicker and thicker and thicker, and then possibly the large amounts of chocolate and maybe like the strawberries and all that stuff helped with the mouthfeel. But this one's pretty damn crazy. I'm not gonna lie. This definitely isn't for the faint of heart, just because of how heavy it is. But ooh, is it tasty! Absolutely delicious. It almost tastes like I'm drinking fucking boozy strawberry ice cream, like with like chocolate fudge on it. That's what it kind of gets like for me. So, yeah, this is intense. It's definitely, at some parts, a little bit too overwhelming when it comes to the chocolate. I would like to have that little bit of like strawberry coming through, but it's still pretty damn delicious. It's very, very rich, very rich. This is kind of like, the chocolate I get in this is kind of what I would compare to like a Death by Chocolate kind of chocolate flavor, to where it's just really heavy richness with chocolate. So, like it says here, I kind of explained a little bit of the description of this guy. So what it says, again, I'll read it off, is our luscious, viscous, overnight boiled stout base, lovified with heaps of perfect combination of strawberry and chocolate, pairs perfectly with dancing in and out of the beams of a neon moon. Also, it's Cupid approved. So I wonder if this was kind of like a holiday kind of release, something, I don't know. But looking here, let's see. Of course, if you can't get your hands on this one from, what is this, Urban South Brewery in Houston, Texas. That's their Urban South HTX, kind of on the label. That's what it shows there. But if you can't get your hands on this one, there might be some beers showing up on the page for this beer on Untappd, to where you can get something similar to this. So let's take a look and see what we can find. We got one here from Hubbard's Cave, which Hubbard's Cave made some fantastic stuff. They're a subsidiary of Uni Annie. They're a brewery here in the Chicagoland area, and they make some really, really delicious stuff. So they put the Barrel Aged Peanut Butter Cup 2022 edition on here, as similar. So maybe, yeah, I don't know if it's going to be a heavy mouthfeel, but you might get some of the chocolate flavors in there. There's one here called the Bananagram, but that's an Urban South one, which I'm not going to really put in the same one as this, because if you can't get your hands on this one, you most likely can't get your hands on the Bananagram. So then we got one here from Southern Star Brewing Company called Buried Hatchet with Coffee. and it's like a variant of their Buried Hatchet Stout. I'm assuming, yeah, it's just a nice American stout. The original one's at 8.25%, and this one's at 8.25. They probably just conditioned it with coffee. Let's see. We got one here from Treehouse Brewing Company called The Simple Life, which is, let's say, 9.8% Imperial Milk Stout brewed with chocolate, marshmallows, graham crackers, and coffee. Which, that one may be close, just because with all those ingredients there, trying to imitate a s'more, you're definitely going to get a high amount of richness with that one. I think the coffee might cut that down a little bit, but you're going to get a pretty high richness with that one as well. And then we got here from probably one of the best beer companies when it comes to the name I've seen in a while, and I've never heard of them until now. This one's called Zool Beer Co., which there is no beer, only Zool kind of situation. It makes me laugh on the inside. And this one's called Sea of Wonders, which is a pastry stout with peanut butter and sea salt. Nah, that one's good. Definitely have that more situation of sweet and savory kind of thing going on there. But to be honest, out of everything on here that I'd probably say is similar, I'm going to probably go with the Simple Life, to be honest. The Banana Graham isn't going to be quite there. The peanut butter one from Hubbard's Cave isn't going to be that. I mean, you're going to get similar chocolate notes, but I think this S'mores one from Treehouse Brewing is going to be the most similar out of this list on here, just because there's a lot of sweet things going into that one that would kind of create a rich kind of sweetness, because that's what the main thing I got on here is very, very rich chocolate and it's very, very thick and just, it's pretty boozy. I think that's, even though that's coming in from the overnight boil and kind of getting those sugars in there like crazy. But that's just, this is very, very sweet. And if there was like a poster child for pastry stout, this would probably be it due to the sweetness level. This is pretty intense when it comes to sweetness. So let's look here. Like I said before, it's a 10% ABV, so I definitely wouldn't consider this sessionable at all. And with over 125 ratings, only 125 people have rated this one. This one has an average rating of 3.96 out of 5, which isn't bad. I'm actually really surprised in that rating. I'm really surprised that it's not higher. So let's look here on my friends list and see if anybody checked this one in. Nope, doesn't look like it. But before we go to the global ratings here, let's see if there's any verified locations that you can possibly get your hands on this beer specifically, or some other beers from Urban South in Houston. So, well, the Urban South HTX kind of beers. So we got a location here in Cypress, Texas called the Creekwood Grill. We got one here in York, PA called DJ's Westgate Beverage. Okay. And then let's see, we got a place called District 8 Beer Company in Belmont, North Carolina. And let's see, we got a place in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, which is called the Beer and Beverage Shop on Roseville Road in Lancaster. And then, of course, the last one for a verified location is Urban South's HTX location in Houston, Texas. So, if you're anywhere near any of those and possibly want to find some stuff from Urban South, you may be able to get your hands on some stuff from them over there. So, that's a good lookout if you want to possibly get anything in your hands from them. But let's look and see what other people had to say about this guy. So, this person gave it a 4.25. Check this one in on, was it Sunday? Yeah. And he said, rich chocolate flavor with nice strawberry taste, well balanced. Yeah, it's pretty close to being perfectly well balanced for me. Like I only said, that there may be a little bit too much richness on the chocolate to where I want more of that strawberry, to be honest. I want more of that like almost strawberry ice cream kind of flavor that's in here, because it's absolutely fantastic. But it's pretty close to being perfectly balanced. I think there was just a smidge over on the richness when it comes to the chocolate, but other than that, it would be a perfect pastry stout. Let's see what else we got here. We got a 4 out of 5. It looks like he drank this at Urban South on the 3rd. Let's see, we got another check-in at Urban South. Gave it so this one's a 4. The other one is a 3.5. Let's see, we got another 4 here. Purchased at Urban South HTX. We got another 4.5. Let's see, 3.75. What else? We got another 3.5. 3.75, 4, 4.25. This person gave it a 4.5, saying super duper smooth. Yeah, it's to me, it's pretty damn close to being one of the smoothest kind of heavier beers that I've had so far. So, but overall, this is definitely delicious. So, last but not least, I think we're gonna read one more here that kind of summarize what my thoughts are here. He gave it a 4 out of 5 and says good, but really sweet. Too sweet almost. And yeah, I'm on the fence of this one almost being way too sweet for my liking, even though there's just heavy, like, rich chocolate flavors in this one. I think it would, like I mentioned, I think it would be that much better if just there was a little bit less richness on the chocolate, a little bit more of that strawberry ice cream kind of flavor coming through. That is absolutely phenomenal. But this one is still a very, very delicious beer. It's just, this is going to be a very, very slow sipper. Because I don't think I know anybody who'd be able to chug this one, to be honest. This is definitely not for the faint of hearted, especially if you're a person that chugs beer. This is definitely not one I would put on my list for something to chug, because that's going to take a minute. It's going to be thick and heavy, and it's just going to, oh, I'm starting to get all like goosebumps just to drink, thinking about trying to chug this, to be honest, because that would be insane. So, okay, with all that being said, let's start trying to figure out what we're going to be doing for ratings over here on our end with this guy. So, there's a little bit left in the can, but I don't really have much space in the glass to pour it. So, let's look at can art, first of all. And the one thing that I've noticed a lot when it comes to Urban South's labeling and the marketing for their stuff, it's very, very simple. Very, almost really, really plain, which is kind of disappointing. Just because this one specifically, if I didn't know much about the brewery already, and like really didn't know that I've heard some really good things about them, and if I just saw this at a liquor store or a bottle shop, it really wouldn't catch my attention at all, just because it's only one little spot. They have the logo, they have the moon, they have the name, but then they just have all this blank space that kind of is a little bit upsetting. I like the colors of it, but I feel like they could have taken up a little bit more real estate to market and merchandise their beer a little bit, to where make it a little bit more eye-catching, because that's your first experience with the beer is picking up at the liquor store or bottle shop. So if I didn't already know about this one, this would definitely be a beer I'd probably pass over, just because nothing on this label really catches my attention of, oh, I need to pick this up, even though chocolate and strawberry does sound delicious, and who I would have never known this would have been the thickest pastry stout I've ever had, just because it's not marketed correctly, in my opinion. So with can art, to be honest, I'd probably get a 2 out of 5. Not really my favorite when it comes to can art. Like I said, if I saw this at a liquor store or bottle shop, I'd probably pass it over. That's how I'm just gonna be strictly honest with you guys. But overall, when it comes to the taste of the beer, fantastic. Absolutely loving it. But like I said, there's a little bit, couple things that I would have changed, but still a really, really solid beer. So let's see. If I got this beer in a flight over at Urban South Brewery in Houston, would I get another one? To be honest, if I had the stomach for it and I was able to finish a 5 ounce and want another, probably like a 10 ounce pour, an 8 ounce pour, yeah, I'd probably do another one of these. It's like I said, it's going to be a slow drinker. If I had some hours to spare to where I'm just going to sit here and sip this one, yeah, I would definitely get another one. I'd probably get a 4-pack to bring home just for special occasions. If I was looking something for really heavy, really rich, very sweet, this would be one of the first beers I go to for when it comes to sweetness. This is definitely the sweetest beer I think I've ever had in my life. That's how much sweetness, like very, very high sweetness goes on of it. Like you could definitely tell it's a dessert pastry kind of stout. So, with all that being said, what is my final rating going to be? To be honest, if it was a little bit less kind of like heavy on the chocolatey richness, a little bit less in the booziness that kind of enhances that richness of the chocolate a little bit, and a little bit more strawberry, this would easily be like a 9.5 out of 10. But even though it's still good, a little bit too much richness, a little bit booziness that kind of enhances that chocolatey richness a little bit, I'm going to give it a solid 8 out of 10. Still really, really delicious. Very, very thick. Very, very sweet and decadent. So overall, Urban South did a pretty damn good job with this one, even though there's a few things that I'd probably change on it, just to get it a little bit more balanced and not as like crazy decadent. Because it's not going to be for everybody, let's be honest here. If you're looking for a pastry stout, if you're looking for a really, really, really sweet pastry stout, this is going to be the one for you. But if you're not looking for a crazy amount of sweetness, you're going to kind of get disappointed with this one, because you're going to get slapped in the face with sweetness. So overall, I think that's where I'm going to leave it. 8 out of 10 with this guy. Really, really solid. So other than that, I think that's pretty much what I have for you guys today. So thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. You guys are awesome. If you haven't yet, please hit that like button. It would help me out a lot. Also, I want to give another big shout out to my buddy, the Real Beer Snob, for doing the trade with me to get my hands on this one. I would have never known this beer exists if it wasn't sent over to me in a trade. So overall, this beer is absolutely fantastic. So big shout outs to him. Big shout outs to Urban South for coming out with this one. Like, your guys' beer is awesome. I would have just changed a few things on it, kind of to make it a little bit more balanced and smoother. But overall, it's still a really delicious beer. So other than that, if you guys want to follow me all on my other kind of social media platforms, you got my Instagram where you'll see the hand checks of what I'm be reviewing that day. Of course, of some shenanigans that's going on at the brewery, whatever I'm working there. So shoot me a follow on there if you want. Let's see. Of course, we got Untapped. You guys hear me talk about Untapped all the time. It's a fantastic platform. It's like I like to call it Facebook for beer drinkers. It's a really, really fun time. So if you have a shot me a friend request on there, link to my profile is down in the description below. And just shoot me a friend request on there. I'd love to see what you guys are drinking. It's a really, really fun platform. I highly recommend anybody who's a craft beer lover to get your hands over there. But last but not least, if you want to support me a little bit more by helping me get a little bit extra money in my pocket, I do have a Patreon available and be working on some things when there's a little bit more people in there. I'm going to work on getting like a Discord started. I'm working on possibly getting custom glassware, shirts, koozies, coasters, all that kind of stuff. So a bunch of fun things that are planned and in the works for over on the Patreon. So if you want to join over there and support me, that is always an option as well. But other than that, that is pretty much what I have for you guys today. So again, thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. You guys are amazing. And I'm going to end this like I always do before we get the hell out of here. If you're going to drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. And I'll see y'all next time. Cheers.